Hi everyone, it's me again, Teresa Widdowson, here in Studio 82 in, you know where? Downtown Morgan Hill, with another episode of Talk of the Town. I hope you followed my advice from the first show to go do something interesting, but if not, it's okay, don't worry. Don't walk the plank just yet, because I've got some interesting things for you right here on the show. My guest today will really shiver your timbers. First up, a true buccaneer, Rich Firato, joins me here in the studio. But don't expect to sail back to land after that. To top the show off, Rich, some of his pirate buddies, and our own co-producer, Mr. Bob Snow, will provide some gnarly pirate music in Rich's backyard and in his captain's quarters. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Debbie, and I'm the market manager here at this new farmers market. My daughter, Jonna Barilla, started this. It's the Bay Area Farmers Market, and we have, I think, 5 or 6 new locations. This one here in Morgan Hill has been going on for about 2 months now, and it just keeps growing every week, so it's been great.
Hi, I'm Annie Ogden. We're here at the Bay Area Farmers Market in Morgan Hill, having a beautiful day here, providing local produce and products. My particular product is called Bubba June's Chocolate Chewies, and it's a gluten-free, dairy-free cookie that my husband and I've been baking since 1984. And there's no preservatives in our cookies, no dairy, no gluten, and we're very happy to provide them at the farmers market here.
You're welcome. Have a good day. The Barellos are farmers, so they started this association. The farmers got together and started this. We have lots of good food and quite an array of different vendors, some hot foods, and we have kettle corn here, and then of course we have all the fresh produce and the organic produce, and it's an awesome place. Come on down and join the fun.
My first guest is founder of a successful company right here in Morgan Hill, Firato Janitorial, offering commercial cleaning services to a broad range of businesses. But in his spare time, Rich throws off his business suit, pulls on his breeches and waistcoat, and straps on his grapple and cat-o'-nine tails. Rich is a lover of all things pirate. And after a long look at his backyard, you just can't help but shout, "Blimey!" Let's welcome Rich Firato. Ahoy, matey.
Top of the day to you.
Rich, thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank
Have you
you.
always been interested in pirates?
Not since 1999 is when I got interested in pirates.
So before that, never anything to do with
Never,
pirates?
just like going to Disneyland and seeing Pirates of the Caribbean as a ride. That's about it.
And so what happened? How did you come to even start this project?
We moved into this house on Morgan Avenue, and I had a contractor there, and he had an idea for the backyard. And my wife wanted to do a bulldozer and tear it out. And Tim Barcy came up with the idea that we should turn it into a little pirate island.
And, well, you know, how does that come across your mind when you're looking at landscaping a suburban backyard?
Had no idea until he introduced me to Fisherman Doug about a half an hour later. And Fisherman Doug is the one that really spearheaded the whole idea. He asked me to give him a ride home to see what he had built in his house. So I gave him a ride home, and when I walked into his house, it looked like Tom Sawyer's Island. I couldn't believe it.
Inside his house?
Inside his house.
Like all the rooms?
Everything was just incredibly built. And he says, I have this vision for your backyard, a pirate island. And I said, what are you going to do? He said, let me build you a pirate ship and we'll get started. And that's how I got started.
Now, did you buy the house new?
No, it was an older house, and we had to remodel it. I didn't even want the house. I thought it would be too much work. But my wife went ahead and made the transaction and just said, sign up. It's kind of funny, actually.
Your wife said, well, we're buying it. And that's funny that you say you thought it'd be too much work, because little did you know how much work you were really going to put into it.
Incredible. We've calculated it's about 130 hours a month of maintenance to maintain Morgan's Cove at its current stage today.
Oh, and I forgot to even ask you, so it's Morgan's Cove.
Morgan's Cove. Fisherman Doug came up with the name Morgan's Cove because it's on Morgan Avenue. We live in Morgan Hill, and it's on a corner.
Ah.
And so he came up with the idea and made a sign that said Morgan's Cove, and we just created it like a cove.
Not to get on too much of a backstory, but why did he have his house decorated in pirate garb and gear?
Well, it wasn't really pirate guard. It was more of the Tom Sawyer, just Daniel Boone, Rough Rider type of stuff. He's
Deserted Island Survivor.
just a survivor. He was ahead of the time. He would be on Survivor if he was, yeah, he would.
And how did you know him?
He was remodeling my house as my friend Tim's helper. And I never met him before. I didn't know who he was or anything until I met him at Morgan's Cove.
That's so, how do I put it? I don't know if trusting is the right word, though, but I know if somebody, you know, we were decorating our backyard or landscaping our backyard, and a strange landscaper, or a landscaper came with this strange person, Fisherman Doug, you said?
Fisherman Doug.
Fisherman Doug. First of all, I'd go, oh, okay, Fisherman Doug. That would make me wonder. And then he took you to his house and showed you this stuff, and you'd like buy into it.
Immediately. There was no hesitation. I asked him, how much would it cost? He said it like this: you ain't right. You pay me $125 a day and feed me 2 meals, and I'll build you Morgan's Cove. And I said, you're hired. Let's go.
So the first thing you did was build a ship.
The first thing we built was he came with the ship, and we turned in the
whole ship.
He just built a modeled ship about maybe 6 feet long.
Oh, okay.
And he brought that over, and once he put that in the water, in the pond, it just started everything.
I was just going to say, wait a minute, a 6-foot boat, that could be seaworthy.
Almost. But it was just a nice little thing that he handmade, and he just came up every day with an idea. Now, we did all this before Pirates of the Caribbean, the movie, even came out. So we were just thinking of things to make. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to make some bungalows. And I said, okay, let's go buy some material at Home Depot. And he goes, oh no, we're going to go down and go to the dump. We're going to go to the creek. We're going to build it as if we were stranded here. So from then,
it's that survivor mentality again.
Pretty much. So he told me I need 3 eucalyptus trees that are 300 feet tall to start with. And I said, are you go find the tree. So I went and found 3 trees, and he showed up a couple days later with a chainsaw and cut them all down.
Well, now, what, was this your property?
No, I found somebody else to give me the trees.
Okay. Just checking.
Just to get the trees.
We don't want to break any laws.
No, we didn't break any laws yet.
Yeah.
So he cut down these trees, and he cut all the limbs to, 10 foot, 12 foot, 15 feet lengths, and he started building these huts. And I asked him, what are we going to use for a roof? He goes, we're going to go down to the delta, and we're going to cut out of the creeks all the bamboo. And so that we did. We went out to the delta, we cut the bamboo, and we left it in the bottom of the creeks until it got dark. And when it got dark, we lifted them up to the berm of the river, and we drove by and lifted them all up and took them home. And we made our roofs that way, just like they would if you were stranded on an island. It was amazing.
We kind of go back to that. Little did you know how much work you were going to put into this house.
Oh, I had no idea. No idea. And then every day, whatever you thought of, he could build it. And so every day I would come home, and what are we going to do now? Oh, let's do this. Okay, let's do that. And we would do that. Or somebody would come over and see what we're doing and come up with an idea. Oh, you got to put a palm tree over there. And so I would go do it. And then somebody else would say, we need something over here. And I would go do it. So it wasn't just me creating Morgan's Cove. It was a lot of different people. Whoever came over and saw or had an idea that was worthwhile, I just acted on it.
Well, I was going to ask you, so did Fisherman
Fisherman Doug.
Why can't I remember his name? Did Fisherman Doug help you all along the way, or have you grown into a survivor pirateer yourself?
Well, Doug helped me for the first 6 years. We were on it just nonstop. And he taught me how to buy things, how to build things, how to create things. Some of his friends, one of them was Hawaiian Brian, who knew how to do all the rigging and build the mask.
Fisherman Doug, Hawaiian Brian, okay.
Brian the Brush that would do all the signs that we would have.
Brian the Brush?
Brian the Brush.
Oh, Brian the Brush.
Brian the Brush. Everybody at Morgan's Cove has a nickname.
Oh, so what's your nickname?
I'm Captain Morgan.
Oh, Captain. Oh, of course, Captain Morgan. Yes, that's great.
It's just been a neat little experience.
Well, you have tons of stuff throughout there, you know, like, well, I know where you got some of it now.
Right.
But what about all the other stuff? You've got, you know, gems and big rocks, and you've got more than one ship now, and mastheads
Right.
and all this stuff.
Well, the treasures that we find, Fisherman Doug taught me how to buy the treasures. When you go into antique stores or flea markets, you never buy the first thing that you see. All right, and you never buy just to buy. You have to buy knowing that this item or this treasure is going to have a home, or you're going to build a scene around it.
So you figure out a space that needs something, kind of what you think might go there, and then you go look for it?
No, it's the other way around.
Oh, the other way around.
When you find something or you see something, you're like, what can we do with that, and where can it go, and what can we build to make it work?
And then you told me a little trick that you do to make sure that you don't make the wrong decision, right? You go in, you said, and you look at it, but you don't get it.
Right. It's the first. If you see something, the first thing you see, and you really like it, and you want to have it, you cannot buy it. You have to leave the store. And once you leave the store, you ask yourself, do I really want it? And if you really want it, then you go back in and buy it. But you don't walk out with the store just because you saw it or you liked it. You have to leave.
Yeah, and you have to have that plan.
Right.
I know for sure this is where I'm going to put it, right?
Otherwise, you don't buy it. Otherwise, you'll be buying just stuff that just gets cluttered and messed, and it wouldn't work.
Right, because and we're showing pictures, you know, of the whole Cove and everything. We're going to go down and show you pictures and probably put them up while I'm talking about it right now. But it's definitely looks like you had a plan. I mean, there's so much stuff there that you have to have a plan. If you just randomly spewed it across the yard, it wouldn't look nearly as cool.
No plan, no blueprint. Every day you come up with a new idea and you make it work, and you change something to make something new fit to something that was old.
So no plan. I
No
was
plan.
wrong. There's no, except for each individual item, you have a plan.
Only in your mind, a spur of the moment. Everything is built within a day, so there's no lingering projects that take a long period of time, because you never know when someone's going to be coming in and doing a tour. So you always have to be ready on a 10-minute notice.
So, well, speaking of doing tours, what all do you do with this, now that you've got this great place? You don't just sit back there and drink your beer and look at it, right?
Well, we maintain it, and on the weekends, brave people, knock on the door and they say, I'd like to come see it or what's going on. So if they're brave enough and eager enough to knock on the door, we'll take the time out to give them a tour and show them. We don't open it to the public because it's in a residential area, but people do like to come by, and if they do, we do it, we show it.
You have a lot of poppy jasper rock in your Pirates Cove. It's
Yes.
Pirates Cove, right? Morgan's Cove.
Morgan's Cove.
Where did you get all that stuff?
I was in leadership class 2008, and in leader class we had a history day. And in history day they told us about poppy jasper in Morgan Hill and how it's a rare rock only found here in Morgan Hill. And I said, wow, that would be neat if I had that at Morgan's Cove as its treasure.
Yeah, because it is
would
Morgan
tie
Hill's
right in.
treasure, right? Yeah.
Right, and so I went looking for it, and they told me that, Rich, you can't get it. It's on private property. I didn't know anything about it. All I know is I wanted it. So I found a lady that was selling it on her property up on El Toro Mountain. And I went up there and I asked her to buy some poppy jasper. And she said, well, I'll sell it to you, but it's $10 a pound. And I looked at her and I said, I'm the pirate of Morgan Hill. That's ridiculous. I need it, I need tons of it.
You're
And
the captain
she said-
pirate of Morgan Hill.
She laughed at me, and she said, what are you going to do with it? And I said, I'm going to give it away as people come over as treasure. And she just looked at me and laughed. So I invited her to come to Morgan's Cove. And she came to Morgan's Cove a week later, and she walked through, and she saw a mine shaft that I built. And she said, wow, you can go up to my property and take whatever you want. I'll charge you $50 a garbage can.
Wow, what
And
a
so
deal.
I went up to that mountain and I just started digging raw dirt with jasper in it and took it down and put it into my mine shaft.
Yeah, because you've got this mine shaft and it's got the car and everything, and it looks like, it does go in a little bit, but it looks like it goes forever. You've got that, it's a mirror or something
It's
there,
a
right?
mirror,
What is
it's a picture of a mine rail going down 20 feet in underground. And the idea is to build something that people every year go look and hike that mountain, El Toro. They're looking for a mine shaft. So I thought it would be neat to have a mine shaft when they come to Morgan's Cove full of poppy jasper.
Right. Little did they know that you used garbage cans.
To go fill it up and stock it in there. And then you can go and dig for it and go pan for it like it was gold. So it's kind of a neat thing.
And you've got it not just in the mine shaft, you've got it all over the display, right?
It's everywhere.
Yeah, and in your, what is that area that you call where you go in, it's dark, it's all...
It's called the Cave, the treasure
chest.
The treasure chest.
Yeah, the treasure chest.
And that's where all the real treasure's at.
Yeah, I've seen those treasures. Those are nice treasures.
There's a lot of poppy jasper, and it's just a neat little rock. It's kind of cool. We're always looking for more.
Your first ship was the 6-footer that fisherman George.
Fisherman Doug.
Fisherman Doug.
He built three pirate ships for me to go in the water and use as displays.
But you now have another larger ship, right? What's it called?
The Lady Morgan.
Lady Morgan. And tell me about that. How did that come to be?
The Lady Morgan is a unique story. I was, the day after Halloween, I was supposed to go to San Jose and look at a display of a pirate ship that someone had created for a display. Mm-hmm. And I didn't go that night, and I made the call not to go, and I said, there's a better pirate ship there somewhere. And the next day, I went onto YouTube and I punched in pirate ship for sale. And here comes this Spanish galleon from this gentleman who hand-built a pirate ship from scratch in British Columbia on an island. And he had to sell it. And so when I saw that video, I emailed this gentleman and I told him, I said, I'm the pirate of Morgan Hill and I want your ship. I have the home for it. Mm-hmm. And so we started a relationship over the phone, and he was showing me pictures of his ship. And this went on for a couple weeks, and we negotiated a price. And I asked him, I said, do I have to fly out to British Columbia to see the boat? Because all I'm going to do is jump on it, touch it, and see if it's real. Mm-hmm. And he told me, you don't have to spend any money. I'll ship it to your house. I'll put it in the ground. When it's in and you're happy, you pay me.
Wow.
So here comes the ship.
That's a trustworthy guy right there.
Very trustworthy. But the ship has another angle to it. A friend of mine here in Morgan Hill, John Maccabee, is the one who really, with in-kind donations, stepped up and really made the ship come to Morgan's Cove. So it's more of a joint venture and the community thing that really brought the boat here.
So was it shipped? That's funny. Was the ship shipped on a ship?
Truck. It was shipped on a barge from the island to Highway 5 in British Columbia and shipped all the way down. It took 3 days to get here.
And now you're making some improvements to it, right?
We're remodeling the ship to make it look original as it did back when it was built in the 1500s. So it'll be a complete replica inside of the way it used to be.
Wow.
So
inside and out.
Inside and out.
Because I've been in it. And you let me, like walk or go down into the, what's it called? The hull?
The hull.
The hull. It is a hull. Oh, well,
Yeah.
right.
The ship is 1/3 scale of an actual size ship. So if this ship is 38 feet from mast to mast, stern to bow, so it would be about a 90-foot ship if it was real. I mean, actual size.
I mean, it's big enough already. When I came to see your place, they told me you had pirate stuff in the backyard, and I thought, yeah, this will be cool. And I walked in. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Oh my God, the place was it's like pirate Disneyland.
Pretty much.
It's just crazy.
It is crazy.
Because we came around, and I remember because we came around the side of your house, and I saw the ship, and first of all, that blew me away. And then I saw the little side things that you had, the little areas, I forgot. You got the water pump in the cabin or whatever it is.
Captain's quarters.
No, before you even get there, I'm talking about the side of the
there's
house.
caves, with the raccoons and the treasure.
Yeah,
Parts
the
of the
raccoons.
ship,
and
the
the
mast.
crocodile or whatever in the creek. And then I rounded the corner. And then I was I thought I was blown away when I saw the ship, but no, I was even more blown away. And then you took me around the other corner and showed me the treasure cove and the mine shaft and the captain's quarters, and it's just unbelievable. I'm very impressed.
Well, thank you.
With the amount of work. So 1999 to what are we now, 2012?
About 12 years.
Somebody do some math. Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
12
years. And it just keeps changing every day.
You have wife and kids. What do they think? Do they think you're out of your mind, or do they love it?
They love it. They know that it's something, unique and different, and they see it from nothing to what it is, and I think they're more amazed than anybody because they just see it happening before their eyes.
Do they help you build things?
No, they don't
Oh,
help.
no, they don't help you.
And I tell them I don't want anybody helping. You could sit and watch me work. You could have a beer, have friends over. No guilt in any way. This is what I like to do, and if you want to watch, go right ahead.
That's great. I mean,
So-
that's a consuming hobby. Do you have other hobbies, or is just
No,
all you
that's
have
all
time
I
for?
do. No, that's
well,
what I
yeah,
do.
that's a lot right there. I mean, that's
It's a
very
lot of work.
consuming.
We have crews that help.
Mm-hmm.
I call them my pirate crew. They're crazy.
Did we talk about the fundraising yet that you do there?
No,
Did I forget already?
What I do with Morgan's Cove is our business is janitorial business, and so what we do is reverse network with Morgan's Cove. So by doing community events and charities and nonprofit groups, it enables us, our Firato Janitorial Company, to meet people we would never meet before.
Oh, right.
So it's just a different way of giving back to the community. It doesn't get you any jobs. You just meet people you would never meet before.
Right.
And that's what's fun about it.
Yeah, and the fact that you use it for fundraising and things that aren't necessarily going to give you profit.
No, it's not
just-
intended to make profit.
Right.
That's not the idea with Morgan's Cove. It's just something that I have a passion. I love doing it, and people like to see it. They get excited. So that's the fun of it.
And what are your future plans? You were telling me something about a big rock.
A friend of mine, John Mockey, and I ride bikes every morning, and we rode by this gentleman's house every day. It has a big boulder. It has to be at least maybe 10 feet wide. It's really big. And so John says, we need to have that. So I stopped and called the gentleman up and bought the rock from him. And we had a crane come pick it up, put it on a flatbed truck, and put it in place.
Now, where did you put it?
Right in the front of the lagoon. So as soon as you walk in, the first thing you see is this massive, beautiful boulder, and it leads right into the lagoon.
You have a lot of people help over the years. Have any of them been gone or come back and been, because I know it started so small, right? It has to start somewhere, right, with the 1 6-foot boat.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that hadn't seen it and now they come back and it's like, just blown away?
The original gentleman with the idea came back after 10 years, and that was about 3 weeks ago. And he came over to do a tile job for us. And
That's fisherman.
No, that's Tim Barcy.
Oh, the landscaper.
The landscaper.
Oh, okay.
So he came back and he saw it, and he
Mouth
yes,
open,
his
right?
mouth dropped, and he was. It was just amazed how something that he had an idea flourished to what this is today. It's just amazing. And when I told him I wanted him to tell you that story, and you see his emotion, it's just incredible.
Yeah, we're looking forward to meeting him, and a couple of your other pirate buddies are going to meet us out there at your Morgan's Cove, right?
Yes,
Maybe sing a few pirate song. We'll see what happens.
we could try.
Great. Well, Rich, is there anything about it that you want to make sure people know that I didn't think to ask you or go over? Or?
No, it's the best kept secret in Morgan Hill.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, you're right. It is.
Yes, it is.
Because I had never heard of it.
No.
And until Bob mentioned it. Bob's the co-producer of the show, and we're always looking for interesting things to put on the show, interesting people to bring on. He's like, oh, you got to go look at Rich's backyard. And I'm like, why is that? Well, he's got a pirate cove back there. I'm like, no. Yeah, he's right here in Morgan Hill. I'm like, I've lived here for 15 years. I've never heard of it,
Right.
But, I guess I'm out of the loop. But now I'm in the loop. So.
Very good.
And now everybody that watches this show is in the loop. So great. Thank you, Rich. Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
And we will see you over at Morgan's Cove.
Hi, I'm Virginia. I'm the manager of this market for the last 25 years. It's up and growing every year. We're very pleased with the response of all the people in Morgan Hill.
Hello, I'm I'm the bread guy. My name is Wes. I work for Beckman's here at the Morgan Hill Farmers Market, which is open from 9 to 1. Beckman's is an all-natural bakery, German-based. The owner of the bakery originated from Germany, brought his grandma's recipe over, and started this bakery from that recipe.
Just a variety of things, and last year we incorporated the crafts. It's done very well. It's on 3rd and Depot every Saturday, 9 to 1, and this year we may go all year.
It's beautiful, it's amazing, and it's sunny. There are lots of amazing vendors here. Please come out and check us out.
Welcome back to the studio. Don't get comfortable though. I'm about to take you on the adventure that is Rich Firato's backyard. Let's go check it out.
I'm following you.
I don't know. Follow
No, you follow him.
Follow him. Where are we going?
Where are we going? I don't know
Where are we going?
Let the
Ship
man-
ahoy!
What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning?
Timmy, did you ever think 10 years ago when you came up with the idea it would ever develop into this?
Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think it would look like this.
Put him in a longboat until he's sober. Put him in a longboat until he's sober. Put him in a longboat until he's sober early in the morning.
And just think, I was the first to conquer the Cove. Not
You
just
were.
any Cove, Morgan's
Morgan's Cove.
Arr!
Rises early in the morning.
Why don't you tell us how it all started, the real story?
Well,
Not the fisherman tale story, this story, the story.
I think it was summer 2000, maybe winter 99, when I was doing the remodel in the kitchen, the bathrooms.
Didn't my wife want you to take a bulldozer and buzz it down when I wasn't home?
Honestly, I looked at her like she was crazy. I saw that pond in the backyard, and I says, "Damn, that's a good fishing hole. All we need is some fish."
Belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor early in the morning.
You know, came up with this idea of redoing the pond, put a pirate ship over there, a little bit of treasure over here. Never in my life would I thought it would turn out to be like this. This is amazing.
I remember when you took me to Fisherman Doug's house the first time.
And I introduced you to him.
Fisherman Doug, you ain't right.
No. If you're going to say Fisherman Doug, you got to say it like you mean it.
All right.
You ain't right.
That's Fisherman Doug. Yes,
Yep.
it is. He had this vision of your idea, and boy, did he take off on it.
What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do?
It was his idea of having a ship one day. Long time ago, we were talking about him having a ship here.
Just think, back in 2000, this was just an empty lot with
Empty
a lot
lot.
of rubbish and bushes. Now it's like a pirate's oasis. It's too bad I didn't have a backyard this big.
Well, you do now. You're here.
Oh, nice.
Nice, he says.
Way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises early in the morning.
I hope you enjoyed the All Things Pirate Show today. Maybe it's encouraged you to share your obsessions, collections, or talents with us as well. If so, or if you know someone who you think would be a great guest, drop us a line at talkofthetown@digitalmoonstudios.com. You can also give us your ideas or comment on the show by contacting us on our website at www.digitalmoonstudios.com/talkofthetown. All one big run-in, digitalmoonstudios.com/talkofthetown. Until then, don't forget, go out and do something interesting.